must ask what exactly is the problem. So this is the starting point, is because I try to contribute, I try to help you on your assignment. The problem and challenge, the current problem or challenge, or as well as the future anticipation of the problems you can get. So you can diagnose at some organization. That organization is going to be case study from the list of given list in the brief. So literally you need to do some research and you need to find the challenges. So these are bringing us to make some analysis, like need analysis. Do we need, that organization need to improve engagement or improve the retention or improve something else? So therefore, the I set up like, the how we can improve work engagement or and retention, obviously, because I'm going to go through both of them. Therefore, I put and here. So minimum you need to go in your assignment to challenges. This is the minimum. Okay, should be explicitly given in the written text, and you need to give us this is a problem in that organization. This reasoning should be linked to desk research and what you collected from that organizations. So the concept of need analysis, maybe I should extend a little bit a structure. This is a bit structure inquiry into a gap between what is and what should be. It is like intellectual entryway to any meaningful consultancy or HR intervention should start from here. So you need to ask what you are going to expect from engagement. And without this, without it, we risk solving the wrong problem, isn't it? So therefore, you need to use the right tool or need analysis, or worse, you are going to get the consequences, because you are going to get you are not going to solve anything else in any helpful thing for the organization. It means you push, if you hit the bushes, so it means nothing will be helpful. Anyway, so need analysis is rooted both psychological and systematic thinking traditionally. Like Maslow taught us that unmet needs drive behavior. But in HRM, we scale this up, moving from individual motivation to diagnosing organizational capability. So from a system theory perspective, needs analysis help us to trace performance breakdowns to either skill gaps, misaligned processes, or some inefficiencies in terms of structure, in terms of production line, in terms of organizational perspective. Something needs to be improved. Now start here. Why I start here is because needs analysis doesn't justify identify gaps. It defines the boundary of opportunities. So it means that one is missing, and you can improve that one. It is at the boundary that we came to determine, and by asking, do we need a learning intervention or redesign of job roles, a change in leadership behaviors, or is the real issue motivational or cultural? So you need to look at this kind of perspective. You need to find obviously you are going to do research desk, okay? Then you need to find this kind of gaps, and you are going to offer intervention. And academically, you need to say, this is missing, and this is, you need to find in academic, this is, for example, if motivation is or engagement less or short fallen in that organization, you need to prove it, and you need to bring the academic reference, engagement is impacting the performance, might impact the performance. Obviously, this is the part of your task. I hope I'm clear on this one. And when we look at a little bit detail, engagement workforce, just I'm coming back to engage workforce in the context of work and employment. So there's some kind of, this is a postulation, and this is the saying engagement increase, performance will get positively increase. So kind of correlation or regression. So there is some kind of relation, positive correlation between them. So this is the part of thing. But what is engagement? One of the predominant description from I just specify the author's name here. Khan, psychological. Their journal is Psychological Conditions of Personal Engagement and Disengagement Work at Work. They are, the Khan says, it is emotional engagement and cognitive engagement. Also, there are other things as well. So a situation in which employees strong emotional ties to the managers is going to do. I designed this presentation like Pokemons, and this Pokemon is eating that one because it's emotional ties to the managers. Okay. Oops, this Pokemon is filled up that one. Okay. Then another one is situation in which employees know what is expected of them. Do you think that one is emotional or cognitive? So just you can stop here and you can decide which cognitive or emotional. This is cognitive. And understand of purpose or mission is a cognitive or emotional. This is cognitive. Yeah, for sure. Feel their opinion count and feel, this is feeling emotional. But it's important to, this is recognition and giving opportunities at some extent, feeling their opinion count and feel their development is considered. So this is emotional engagement. So when we are asking these terms to employee, we can measure their engagement is coming from emotional section or cognitive sections. So another one is emotions are given information about how to improve their progress. So this is cognitive or emotion. Yes, this is cognitive because it is logical way. And yeah, this next slide is I made a definition from this from our textbook is emotional engagement as situation. So this is a emotional engagement or cognitive engagement is part of the engagement. Also, there are other perspectives as well, which we have in our textbook. You can find also, I think we will go through in our lecture this week. And what is not engagement? So I think it's supposed to be fly, but it didn't. That cross. First one is engaging with the company. Okay, maybe I can fix that one. I can maybe fix that one. Okay. Yeah, I think I fixed that one. Come here. Engagement. Do you think what is not an employee engagement? Engaging with company, engaging on a mission or a journey, engaging with other people. These are not engagement. Okay, in terms of. So if you imply in your text, in your assignment, those, it's not engagement. I'm gonna give you critic, and I'm gonna reduce your grade. Okay. So challenges in defining employee engagement is coming from, we are not sure about whether employee engagement equal to a kind of behavior. attitude, outcome, or combination of any of them. Okay, so this is the part. And however, the word of engaged workforce is in governmental reports as well. So it is, so we given a thought about changing this term, but it is embedded into other governmental reports as well. It's impossible to go back, step back, it seems now, but why not? Maybe one day. Lastly, the common ground over engagement or engaged workforce has a place beyond job satisfaction, commitment, and or even motivation. So even you can make a research that engagement and or job satisfaction or commitment, you can find these are challenge for that particular organization you selected in your assignment. So you can try to fix them as well. Okay. Also, engagement here in Torrington textbook, it says beyond job satisfaction, commitment, or even motivation. So in that sense, you can pick any of them. Okay. So in terms of some extra research here is given. This is really big one, and I'm happy to see you are doing some desk research in Gallup survey as well. They did a longitudinal survey, and this is our textbook outcome, textbook saying, but it is alive. That survey is alive, and you can go and check. I think I put next slide the link. You can go and check, or you can Google it. So some interesting outcomes are coming from a bit early age, but you can find the updated one. Okay. In China, only 6% of employees are highly engaged as compared to 24 in Australia and New Zealand. It's really interesting. And disengagement, the Middle East and Africa database evidence that high levels of disengagement near to the 50%. Nearest to them, Philippines, and 29%. Okay, so these are the outcomes. So maybe you can find useful. Okay, here I've add up here to take that. So in that sense, Gallup survey is checking emotional engagement and cognitive engagement and employee involvement, success of the business unit. So they find a correlation between the success of the business. So also, I add up here retention because I'm going to work on, I'm going to give a presentation on retention as well. So there are some positive correlation as well. As retention is reduced, I mean negative it seems, but meaningfully positive. People staying more at work if they more engage. Okay. Statistically, so engagement and retention should be opposite, negative, but meaningfully, I meant, okay. So this is the correlation matrix. You can check from articles. You can check whether their correlation is positive or not. So employee retention is the next section from our textbook. Employee retention is one of the outcomes that link to employee engagement, typically measured by turnover rates. How many people is working in the office and how many left in a year. For example, 100 people work in the office and 10% is left office. It means 10% is turnover rate. So turnover rate is kind of HRM analytics, part of the HRM analytics, and some statistic, even though HRM things people always believe not related with numbers, but it seems not necessarily today's world is working that way. With the intervention of new technologies, is HRM analytics is really important as well. Anyway, this is not our subject. So So you can find a problem and challenge in the particular organization from your case study, from your assignment. That these case studies are given in the assignment. Okay, one of the organization you need to select. That one is case study. You can find one figure is 2023 is 10% is turnover rate and it is too much. So I won't accept that one because 10% is not more for me. You need to give some historical background or industry scale turnover rate to compare. 10% is too high because industry is 2%. So this kind of approach, if you postulate something like 20% turnover rate high, and therefore employee retention is a challenge for Tesla, let's say, okay. So this is not a correct justification. You need to say 20% of the Tesla's turnover rate, this is the correct one. And in a row, 5 years, this rate is increased geometrically, and maybe you can show graphic. Okay, this is the correct justification. Also, you can justify that one is by comparing the industry scale, by saying Tesla has got 20% turnover rate, and the industry is in automobile industry is 5%. Okay, this is too high. So that one is drain the intellectual capital or human capital, and it is causing trouble for Tesla, and this is a challenge, and they need to look after and they need to solve this problem out. So this kind of approach should be okay. I hope I'm clear on this one as well. And argument of employee retention is a certain level of labor turnover. Okay, this is critical approach we would like to see. Okay, employee, if you say employee retention, and you need to consider that it is not necessarily always bad. So you need to reflect that one as well. Okay, Tesla has got 20% turnover rate, and industry is not. It's over beyond the industrial average, and however, turnover is not necessarily always bad because of these reasons. Okay, coming from our textbook. Okay, this is Torrington textbook. I don't need to read them. You can stop and you can read them. If you have any question, you are going to raise your question. Okay, and I think I messed that one up as well. Maybe I can fix from here. Patient. Yeah. And move earlier. Later. Okay. I think it's gonna work now. Okay. That one needs to be as well. Oops. Yeah. Okay. Another error was there. I corrected that one. The most common reason for employee turnover. So this is about retention. We are talking about, and Taylor et al. 2008. This is according to our textbook. People are happy in searching something. This is general tendency, and this is our freedom to find the work. So you can have some philosophical background about economical way or political way. Mainly in democratic countries is allow people free to move. But we have seen, for example, in China, you need to get a work permission within the country to change the states. I'm not sure India is similar or not, but this is people are looking after some better opportunities. So this is a normal tendency, and it is demand and supply. way is normal. And dissatisfaction with the another next one is dissatisfaction with the condition of work, especially hours, is most recent trend. Okay, because people would like to have some flexibility to do some school run, to look after their family members or something else. So what you are going to bring is up to you. And lack of career development, it is another one. And the last one is bad relationship with immediate supervisor. This is one of the big issue. Hit me as well, that problem. Anyway, the most common reason for employees staying, why they are staying, is studied in 1 year later from the Taylor's on. Training and development opportunities. So people would like to develop and grow. So therefore, they might stay. And challenging and interesting work. Maybe I should indicate that one. People would like to have some intriguing tasks rather than monotonous tasks. So that's why this is the point. Freedom for innovative thinking. So some people would like to have some freedom to bring some new things. And job security is the more related with baby boomer times. But if you have heavy duties like heavy payments, I must say, like mortgage or car finance or something, so your priority could be job security. So this is the staying reason, one of the staying reason. So how to manage engagement and retention? So first of all, managing expectations are important before employment start. Make sure the realistic job preview. So this is the intervention. Okay, so you can even put in your assignment. You can calculate retention rate is really high, turnover rate high, and you can offer a solution by saying simply that one. And new employee will not find a job fails to meet their expectations. And psychology contract is part of expectations we seen last week, and more complicated than formal contract. This is really important. And pay is another one, second one. So you can improve engagement and retention by giving really competitive pay rate. And so there is a critic about this one. Pay rate is a good deal, but less than other factors in decision. So there is another research, and it's, I think, suitable and it is relevant still. It means pay rate increase wouldn't deter unhappy employees who intend to leave, nor re-engage many disengaged employees. So therefore, I may say that hygiene factors with two, we are going to look after them. Hygiene factors, you can think that payment is a hygiene factor, even though it is fueled at the first point a lot, but in the long term, it is not. It is similar. People would like to have some easy job, and it is making them to stuck into monotonous work routine. So people should look after something they intrigued by the task. They should look after some creative, and they need some challenges. Okay, so training and development and induction. This is induction and ongoing training. Development can influence. So this is from the previous section slide, as you can remember. Training and development. Okay, this is really relevant for that one as well. Okay, sorry, this is, I think, what I did wrong. Okay, yes. What I have here, next slide is, so you decided to, you did a test research, and you find a problem in that case study, and you thought this is relevant, and you find the academic references, and you brought some critical perspective for that specific challenge. Obviously, I need to repeat, this challenge should be two, okay, in your assignment. then what you need, this is about diagnosing, or as we say, need analysis. Okay, diagnosing. I changed the word here, and diagnosing and improving is really related with each other, and plan for change or improvement. So this is the another one, and proactive actions for implications. You need to check. And second stage, maybe you should look after strategic alignment. What you need to look at, mesela Tesla's strategic vision missions. So this is really important, because when you offer something, that could be really new thing for that organization. Why not? Because this is your assignment, and this is your area to make some assumptive or hypothetical offers. Obviously, they are not going to be hypothetical; they are going to be based on the academic things. Um, but you need to offer strategic alignment as well. Okay, you need to say alignment, mission, vision should be included. That one as well. Okay. So one more time, I would like to say you can select job satisfaction, you can select diversity, you can select anything you want, engagement or retention, whatever you want, but it should be some based on research desk. You need to prove it to me there is a need for that one. After that one, you need to check that is there is a need or not. Obviously, this is the part of that one. And strategic alignment is important, and you need to even offer their strategic mission and vision and targets should be changed. Even you can say CEO's speech should be changed as well. Okay, should be adjusted. And so there is some possible implications as well during these implementations. And at the end, you need to always measure the impact of the change. Otherwise, as earlier I mentioned, it is beating the bushings. So nothing is important in that sense. Employee survey. So one of the diagnosing part could be, this is the most common starting point. So when you are offering employee survey, you need to bring the academic or like Gallup survey. You need to bring what kind of engagement. Let's say if you are going to correct the engagement, you need to say that employee survey is going to check emotional engagement, and these are the questions you are going to use. So in that sense, you are going to aware that these are part of your assignment, and you are going to bring some new things as well. So diagnosing could be employee survey or employee interviews, anything you can bring. Okay, this is one of the example. So qualitative data collection could be performance metrics, HR data analysis. You can bring direct observation and managerial check-ins. So this is we call sometimes coaching as well. So yeah, next I think this is sufficiently enough, but if you want to bring something else, more than welcome. And B is improving. I selected engagement and motivation here. Maybe I shouldn't try that one. Maybe I should delete that one. Maybe I should write here saying that improving something. It could be engagement, motivation. So okay. So kind of like you need to bring some strategic planning, and you need to bring some leadership commitment as well, because something new is going to be introduced in the organization. must be embraced and must be supported by leadership team as well. So you need to mention their participation. And design thinking, designing interventions and piloting for the change is could be helpful. Um, Pilot before a full rollout, test intervention in a smaller representative groups, or this piloting is going to allow you to fine tuning to reduce risk. We have example from Microsoft approach. They offer hybrid work. Instead blanket policy for everyone. They piloted various hybrid models across different teams and gathering feedback and iterating before scaling the broader guidelines. So it happens and it is real and lived one. And you can say that training the leadership team or line managers maybe in the implementation section, because leadership is, I already mentioned about that one, but line managers are important and they are front line of engagement or motivation or job satisfaction. They are there and they are always present. Investing in training with them, it means it's going to affect, it's going to be, they are going to be effective in the communication or giving feedback or coaching or understanding the motivation behind the employees, why they behave. So these would empower the line managers. So it is going to be helpful. So in that sense, when you are improving something, you need to bring some strategic approach as well. And possible implications are here is okay, and right here. Resistance to change. People are naturally resistant because they want to be stable. They want to have stable life, and they don't want to dynamic relations. So this is a bit challenge. And expectations, be realistic and about timelines and outcomes, and you need to avoid over promising as well. Initiative fatigue, don't introduce too many changes at once. So you need to bring some step and prioritize and put some phase in the project. Maybe you can use Gantt chart and you can show you have this kind of you have taken this kind of implication precautiously. So all of them is carrying on this way, so you can read rest of them. I don't want to read. So one more time, measuring the last one. This is the last one. Is the measuring the impact is and continuous improvement. Let me double check. Is it visible? Because it seems that slide is too dark. Yeah, you can see, I think. So measurement is crucial to determine if your efforts are working, justify continued investment, because as we earlier said, okay, you need to measure. Without measuring, management is impossible. And you need to resurvey before and after, and check, pulse check, conduct follow-up surveys to track challenges in engagement. Engagement scores. Conduct follow-up survey to track changes in engagement scores over time, and look up upward trends. HR metrics, another one is this is a bit like challenging. You may start to worry about, if you are looking after a HRM profession, you may start to think about these metrics, monitoring and diagnosing metrics we discussed earlier, turnover rate. Maybe you can add up absenteeism, productivity, as well as some qualitative interviews. So these are the data you can select and you can check whether a positive shift exists. And yeah, and return on investment. This is the last one. I think I mentioned about qualitative feedback. Like you are talking before return on investments. I think I should mention that one. Like qualitative feedbacks could be a focus group. Also, you can do interview with recent starter if you are taking the reduction the retention as a part of challenge in the organization. You can have a meeting for the new starter and you can ask, what is the challenge? What is the unexpected for you? What you taught? What is the short resources or whatever? Okay, you can get some interview with them. Also, you can do focus group because these are the different dynamics. Single interview and focus group, they can generate different things. So therefore, I think you need to you need to read more about them if you want to delve into. And return on investment is so you are going to create a quantify impact. So, for example, correlate improved engagement scores with, for example, sales or recruitment cost. Because engagement increase and you can reason that lower turnover and less training. However, you need to be critical again because turnover rate not always necessarily is bad. Okay, sometimes it's helpful. Anyway, always critical is important. Just I don't want to distract subject again. A large, for example, I made a hypothetical, the example. A large retail chain invested in a comprehensive manager training program focused on coaching and recognition. I would like to give some description about recognition here because recognition is you are recognizing employees' contribution, their work, not giving money. Is always recognition. Also, you are gonna tap their shoulder and you can say something good, and this is recognition as well in front of all their colleagues. So this is recognition. Okay, so after 18 months, this organization observed 15% reduction in employee turnover in pilot stores. As you can see, it is really, really detailed one. Okay, the training is not brought all organization. They did a piloting, and they check that performance with control groups, which that control groups never get a training. They are normal, and after that training, they check after 18 months after training is delivered, and so this is the measure perspective. Okay, so even you can link to the financial outcomes if possible. It would be great. So I think I have done my presentation. Sorry for noise behind because I tried to save this video in the midst of the breakfast preparation. Yeah, thank you.